Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for checking in. I really appreciate it. This video is going to be all about some 6th Sense products that I recently got in the mail. You might have seen me post an Instagram story picture about it being at the doorstep of my house. I want to share with you guys what I got in the mail the other day from 6th Sense. I think you're going to like it. It's going to build off one of my recent unboxing videos from mattlunafishing. I'm going to show you the reel and the rod that I'm deciding to pair up together after all this stuff coming into my house, and I want to share it all with you. So I hope you enjoy this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I want to grow this channel as much as possible, and I need your help to do that. So please subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you haven't subscribed or hit that bell, please do so that we can get updated on all kinds of new content that I put out. So stay tuned for this 6th Sense unboxing. I think you're gonna like what you see. So for those of you that have been following my content for a long time, you might have noticed that I started promoting 6th Sense fishing products a lot. I was fortunate enough to be selected onto their pro staff, and it's been really awesome. It's a great company to be a part of. They got rods, they've got hard baits, they're coming out with soft plastics, they've got rod sleeves, they got awesome apparel, they've got swim jigs, they've got some terminal tackle stuff too. They've got a lot of different products for you to choose from, and I want to share with you some stuff I recently just got in. I got a rod in here, I've got some hard baits, and some other stuff that I want to share with you. So I've got a little box right here full of some different stuff, and the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the 6th Sense koozie. Pretty cool green koozie there. You never know when you need to keep your drinks cold, keep that beer cold, keep whatever cold. Pretty cool koozie. The next thing in here is their rod sleeves. They have awesome rod sleeves. They're neoprene, super soft. They go on your rods really well. As you can see back here, I've got a few on there already. I got another one in here because I just recently got a rod from them. And this neoprene, super soft, it's going to protect your rods. This little strap right here is going to go right down to your reel. It's going to keep this thing snug so you can drive away from the lake or whatever, drive to the lake with your rod sleeves on, so that way if they're vibrating on the top deck of your boat or something like that, strapped down, these aren't going to blow off because they're hooked onto your reel handle right here. Pretty cool little thing, because I have had rod sleeves in the past fly off while I'm driving down the lake or whatever. So this little thing right here, as simple as it may be, is actually pretty important, because if you're gonna buy one of these, you don't want it to fly off, you don't want to lose it. This little piece right here is actually more important than you probably realize. And it's just real nice and soft. It's gonna protect your equipment. We all spend money on this stuff. We all, want to keep our stuff nice for as long as possible. So I really think rod sleeves are really important, whether you fish from shore, whether you store your rods in the garage, whether you put them on a boat, put them in rod tubes inside your rod locker. These rod sleeves are really important, because you got to think about it when you're driving down the lake and that stuff's banging on that rough water or whatever, or just vibrating while you're driving down the road in the boat or in the back of the truck or wherever. Those rods and those guys are going to be rubbing and vibrating on one another, and you don't want a bad spot or a nick to get in there, and then you're going to that line's going to constantly get nicked, and they're going to have to get the rod serviced or fixed or something like that. So a small investment of a rod sleeve like this is actually pretty important. It goes a long way in the protection of your rods. I recommend these 6th Sense ones. Like I said, I've got some more. I'll be getting more, and eventually all of my rods, all my casting rods for sure are going to have these on there. So the next thing out of this box that I got from 6th Sense are going to be some Jig Skirts. This isn't something that's super cool or super fun, but I've got a tournament in April up at the Delta, and those Delta bass like red. And as you can see, this black and red color is super cool. I also wanted to show you guys that 6th Sense has all these silicone skirts. I think a lot of people think 6th Sense and they think hard baits, crankbaits, and they've got a lot of other stuff. I caught some good fish a couple weeks ago on their shaky head. They've got underspins, they've got swim jigs, they've got hybrid jigs that you can use as similar to a football jig, put it in the grass, flip it, whatever. And if you're into making your own stuff like I am, they have you know, silicone jig skirts. They've got lure eyes. They've got some swivels. They've got stuff that you may not realize that they have. And I think that this black and red color is going to be killer up on the Delta, because those fish just really like that, you know, that red color, you know, red crankbaits, red flake, whatever. That red's pretty important up there. So I think once I make some swim jigs up here at the house, pairing them up with this 6 Sense jig skirt, I think they're gonna look pretty good. Obviously, once I get those things poured up, I will show you guys a picture of them with these skirts on there, and hopefully they catch me some good fish up at the Delta in about a month. So the next thing I got from 6 Sense when I was putting my order together was the 6 Sense Crush 50S square bill crankbaits. I got 3 of them in this Delta Craw color. Like I was talking about before, I got a tournament coming up at the Delta here pretty soon, the California Delta, and those fish like red. And this Delta Craw red is gonna work really good. Hopefully you guys see that real good. It's got that dark color at the top. You got the red crawfish lines, or the black crawfish lines, and then the base coat is red here with some awesome hooks on here. And I just think that this thing is going to get eaten. You can catch a lot of fish up at the Delta on a square bill, you know, depending on the tides, because the tides up at the Delta really affect, you know, the bite up there, because it's so close to the coast that, you know, the coastal tides affect, you know, water levels and all that. So this is something that can be really good up at the Delta, and that red's really important, and that square bill also can be super effective as well. So I had to pick up some of these, you know, 6 Sense Crush square bill crankbaits. Like I said, I got 3 of them. I might pick up some more before the trip comes, but I got these 3 right now. You know, I'm really gonna be focusing in on those red colors. You're gonna see a theme here in these hard baits that I'm gonna show you, and it's all red. And it's all because I got these specifically for that tournament I got coming up at the Delta. And last year when I went there, I didn't have red. I missed the boat really bad on that one. I did some research and stuff like that, but I just didn't figure out how important that red color was. And it's pretty important up there, and that's just something that I missed. I learned the hard way, but I'm not gonna be missing that this year. Like I said, I got 3 of those Crush 50s. I got some more red colored crankbaits coming your way. And the next one I'm gonna show you is the brand new C6 crankbait. It's one of the newest crankbaits that 6 Sense has. Let me grab them for you. I got 3 of those as well. So these crankbaits dive between 4 to 8 feet. This is the Rambo red color. And I like this color too. I'm really confident that this red with that white is gonna be a good bait. Like I told you guys, I got 3 of them. These dive between 4 to 8 feet. They're ½ ounce, and they're brand new to the 6 Sense lineup. Let me get one of these out, show you guys a little close up of it. Pretty similar color scheme as the last one, but that you'll see that they're not quite as dark. They're a little bit of a brighter color because of the white craw lines on there. But these are some good looking baits. I really like how small they are. I like the depth range, especially for up at the Delta. You'll be able to see that black on the top, the white craw lines, and it's gonna be just a little bit lighter in color, but still that important red color for the Delta. I just think that if I need something to get a little bit deeper, this is gonna be something that I can throw to get that little bit deeper depth range to it, and just a little bit different presentation, because so many people out there are throwing square bills, you know, maybe something with that little bit different action, little bit different bill, you know, maybe it's something those fish haven't seen as much. You know, that white might play a factor because they're so used to seeing those Delta red colors with the black and all that. So maybe this little subtle difference right here with the white could play a factor. You know, I'm really excited to get out there, throw this bait. That 4 to 8 foot range, you know, is a pretty good Delta depth range right there. So the next thing I want to show you guys is another crankbait from 6 Sense. This is the Curve 55. You guys have heard me talk about this bait before. It's somewhat similar to the C6, but it's got a different profile to it. When I show you guys, you'll see how it's a little bit different. It's a little bit wider, has a different bill shape to it, so it's going to give you just a little bit different action. This is again that Delta craw color. I've got 3 of them. This gets down to that 5 to 9 foot range, so it's going to be a little bit different than the C6, but it's still covering that similar depth range. Just like the other 2 baits that I've showed you, I got this specifically for the California Delta. Obviously this color is going to work other places too, but I specifically bought this for the Delta tournament that I have coming up. Let me take this thing out of the box and I will show you a close-up like I did with the other ones. You know, I really think that this has got to be one of my favorite baits that 6th Sense has. I just really like that compact profile like I've talked about in one of my other videos. The color pattern on this is awesome. I really like the black craw lines. I like the black fade at the top of this bait. But as you can see, you know, it's a little bit wider, has a little bit different bill shape to the little bit different bill shape than the Cloud 9 C6. I really like these Curve 55 baits. They cast really well. They fish really well. You know, I just have a lot of confidence that these things are going to catch some really good fish. I'm excited to get this thing out on the Delta or wherever and catch some fish. Just that craw red can be really good, you know, in that pre-spawn springtime. And then just basically whenever you're seeing crawfish and they have that red color on them, because the crawfish will change colors sometimes, and that's why you have craw patterns in brown, you have them in green pumpkin, you have them in red. So you want to match the hatch, so having those different colors can be important sometimes. And when those crawfish are that red color, it's going to be tough to beat, you know, a red crankbait grinded on the rocks. So I've got one more thing to show you, and that's the 6th Sense Lux series rods. It's still in the rod tube. I haven't had a chance to check it out. You and I are going to be looking at this rod for the first time together. I've never fished one of their rods, but I wanted to get one so that way, you know, obviously if you guys have questions or something like that, I have an answer to it. I plan on getting a couple more of these for sure. I just want to have, you know, the answers to your guys' questions. I want to be able to provide as much value to you guys. You know, I want to be able to experience these rods myself. You know, I'm probably going to be getting another crankbait rod from them here in the near future. I sold some rods, you know, recently. Got to get those things replaced, but I want to show you this one. Let me get it out of the box or the rod tube and show you guys. So one of the things I really try hard to do with my videos, with my content, is to be authentic. So one thing I wanted to share with you guys is that I had no idea that when I bought this rod or got this rod from them, that it came with a rod sleeve already. The rod sleeve that I showed you just a minute ago was bought specifically for this rod right here. I didn't know that it came, but one thing that's awesome as a result of that is I'm going to be able to protect one of my rods with that rod sleeve. So one of the things I also want to highlight here is the protection this rod had while being shipped, because we don't want to get rods to come to our houses or our homes that are damaged when they get there. So the PVC pipe rod tube, super hard, super durable. Then all this green bubble wrap with the rod sleeve is going to keep that thing protected. Your rod's going to get to your home, you know, in one piece, undamaged, all that, you know, so that way you can feel safe about buying and getting your rod shipped from 6th Sense. So let me get this thing out of this plastic and bubble wrap so I can talk to you a little bit more about it, give you insight into what I plan to use this rod for, you know, the different, you know, weights that it calls for, whether it's medium, heavy, whatever. Let me get this thing out of here and I'll share some more information with you guys. So like I said a second ago, this is the 6th Sense Lux series rod. It's 7'2", medium heavy, 12 to 20 pound test, moderate fast action. There's the other side of the label right there, just so I can show you guys firsthand. First things is I like the way the lure keeper here is. I think that's awesome. I like the foam split grip handle right here. I like the way the tip is. You know, I plan to fish, you know, some square bill crankbaits, maybe some spinnerbaits, some chatterbaits, stuff like that. This rod's real light. I really like it. That moderate to fast action is going to be, you know, super important with those, reaction baits and stuff like that. I'm really excited to get this thing out there and fish those reaction baits and square bills, and even the Curve 55 or the Cloud 9 C6, stuff like that. Some of your shallower water reaction baits are going to be really good on this rod. I can't wait to get out there and fish with it myself. The reel that I'm going to pair up with this thing is going to be the Daiwa Tatula SV 6.3:1 gear ratio reel. If you haven't checked out my Omnia fishing unboxing, I really suggest you do that so that way you can see the different rods, or the different reels, that I bought the other day from omniafishing.com. I really think that you'll get a good understanding of why I picked this reel with this rod, some of the other reels that I just bought. This thing's super well balanced, even with this little tag on it still. I'm really excited to put this rod and reel combo to the test. I like the length of the handle as well. It's going to really help with casting distance, stuff like that. Overall, this is a really light rod. I can tell just by holding it right here. The balance of it's really good. I like the tip on it so far. I just really think that this thing's going to get the job done. I'm super excited to put some of those shallower water crankbaits on there, some of the square bills, even a chatterbait, something like that. Really excited to put this thing to the test. This reel is going to have some 12-pound fluorocarbon line. Most likely it's going to be Seagar. It'll have a braid backing, so that way I don't have to use quite as much fluorocarbon. Saves a little bit of money. Little quick tip for you. So use that braid backing, and then just put enough fluorocarbon to get a cast and a half probably worth of fluorocarbon, so that way that way you can change baits. You're not having to change line every time because you're casting out the knot that you're going to connect with that fluorocarbon backing, or the braid backing. Just a little tip to help you save some money, make your line purchases go a little bit further. Super excited about this combo. Can't wait to get it out in the water and then put it to the test. So I really hope you liked getting an inside look onto my recent 6th Sense order that got brought to my house, checking out the Curve 55, the Crush 50S Silence, the Cloud 9 C6, and all my Delta colors, and my rod sleeve that came unexpectedly, the silicone Delta color Jig Skirts, the other rod sleeve that I got, and last but not least, for sure, is the 6th Sense rod that I'm going to be putting to the test here real soon, and the Daiwa Tatula SV reel that's going on this bad boy. I can't wait to get on the water. I can't wait to catch some fish on this stuff. I really hope you like this video. If you did, please like this video. Please share it with your friends. Share it on your social media, wherever. I don't care. I just really want this channel to grow, and I need your help to do that. I'm doing the best I can to put out as much good content as possible. So I really hope you like my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do it right now. There's a little button somewhere on the screen here that you can hit and subscribe right now. If you've subscribed, or you're gonna subscribe, hit the bell for notifications as well, so that way you're notified when I put out new videos, because if you don't hit that bell, but you do subscribe, you're not gonna get notified of new content that I'm putting out. And I'm trying to do as much as I can, whether it be unboxing videos like this, how-to videos, on the water videos. I'm just trying to put out valuable content for you to take in that's going to help you catch more fish. So I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you check out some more of my content. There's going to be links to all this stuff in the description of the video. There's also going to be a discount code in the description of this video, and that discount code is going to be somewhere on the screen throughout this video. So if you haven't written it down, if you don't remember it, it's in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you go out and catch some fish.